So today I'm going to be talking about something that's really exciting for me, and I hope it's something that's really exciting for you too, and that is breast reduction. But this is going to be the first in a series of videos. This is pre-operation, and I will do an update right after my operation, and then one a couple weeks later, and then maybe one in like a year. I'm going to go through a couple of points in this video, and I will leave timestamps down below so that you can skip through if you'd like based on where you are in this process, or you can watch the whole video beginning to end if that's what you choose to do. But what I'm going to go over today is deciding to do the surgery, finding a doctor, and then I'm going to go through my consultation and my pre-op appointment. So we've got a lot to cover today. I'm sorry if this video is super long. I'll try and keep it brief and try and keep it informative, and I hope that you guys enjoy, and I really hope that this helps somebody. So deciding to do the surgery, I definitely did a lot of my own research, and a lot of that was based around YouTube and watching people's videos on their experiences with breast reductions. And I find that there's not an abundance of videos, but there are definitely some great ones. I saw Pixie Boo's video, and that's like the only name that I can remember, but I did see several videos about women who decided to do this. So the first time that I seriously considered breast reduction was a little over a year ago, and I found a doctor really quickly. I went to her and I didn't like her. And then I kind of took a step back for a couple of months and started really expanding my research. So I actually have an aunt that did a breast reduction during the summer, and I have another aunt that did a breast reduction many years ago. So the thing that was really motivating to me was having support from family members and hearing personal stories so that I could kind of gauge what the experience would be like for me and what the results would be like afterwards. So what I took away from my research was that this is a safe procedure. People walk away extremely happy from it, and it's a great way to relieve the stress on my back, the pain that I'm feeling, and also the physical insecurities that come with having very large breasts. Just so that you guys know, I am a 34H right now today. If you look in like my try-on haul video, you'll see I do have like really big boobs. They don't look as big as they are when I'm in clothing, I don't think. Let me zoom out a little bit just so you can see. You can see the good stuff. So this is what we're working with. Hey, nice to be up close and personal. Overall, I have never been someone that's happy with my breasts. It's always been something that was a topic of conversation for me because large breasts do run in my family, and I knew that this was something that I needed to do, although I'm only 18 years old, because I have such discomfort, really hard time sleeping. It keeps me from doing a lot of things that I want to do, like going on runs and general day-to-day things that an 18-year-old girl should be able to do. And it's actually lower risk to do this when you're younger, because when you're older, there's just so many different factors that can affect surgery, such as if as you get older you have things like high blood pressure or heart disease or things that a lot of women develop as they age. Those aren't really concerns that you have to have when you're young, and it makes having surgery a lot safer. I understand that I haven't had children or anything yet, but I did look into it, and since we're doing this certain kind of technique in which the nipple is not completely removed from the body at any point, the chance that I'm going to be able to breastfeed is extremely high, especially because I'm not going to be having children for like 10 years. So that's something that I'm not really concerned about. And if after, my body changes because of pregnancy and aging, I decide to get a lift later in the future, that's something that I'm completely okay with. But if that's something that you're extremely concerned about, you may want to move on to finding a doctor and see what they say, and just keep your options open. Don't be so afraid of the procedure that you never move out of the wishing phase, like just the wish that I could have smaller breasts, that I could do the things that I wanted to do, that I didn't feel the pain that I feel. Like, take that step and just go meet with a doctor. So let's move on to finding a doctor. So as far as finding a doctor, the way that I found the doctor that I first went to, who I did not like, was she was recommended to me by another physician. And I know that plenty of people like her, and you know, that's great, but I went to her, I looked at the work that she did, she gave me like her book. I wasn't all that impressed. She was not very kind to me because I'm, you know, a curvy woman. And you could tell that she was kind of, I don't know, she was not very kind about my body. She made me quite insecure and made me feel pretty bad about myself, which is never something that you want. So I did not end up going to another doctor for a long time because, you know, I kind of had this view on plastic surgeons that they were super like obsessed with image and would not want to be kind to me or take me on as a client because I'm not skinny. So that was horrible. But the way that I found the doctor that I'm going to now, her name is Dr. Ellen Mahoney, and she's completely fantastic. She's the sweetest woman ever. And I found her by going online and reading a lot of reviews on doctors. And I found her just by Googling breast reduction and plastic surgeons in my area, and I was willing to travel as far as like, I don't know, 2 hours I probably would. And this woman that I found had like 50 reviews on Yelp and Google, and every single one of them was 5 stars. So that was pretty promising to me, but it almost sounded too good to be true, you know what I mean? So I went on her website, and she had, which I saw on like across the board on every plastic surgeon's website that I looked at, was they had a lot of patient testimonials, including pictures. So I went down to like her scroll bar where they had like patient testimonials, client testimonials, and like on her drop bar, you could search through by procedure. So I clicked on breast reduction, and what I saw was amazing because her results were fantastic. She showed like a picture before her breast reduction and after from like either side and from the front, and then from like a 45-degree angle to the camera. And I saw the exact results that I wanted, which was very natural looking, but, you know, lifted and very much reduced. And I saw people who looked like me as far as their body type, that they were curvier women. And, you know, I was like, okay, she's gonna be good for me because she like works with women that look like me. And all of those women walk away super, super happy. So that's gonna be good for me. So that's how I decided that I was going to email them and ask for a consultation. This was a private practice, so all of this is coming out of my own pocket. I'm paying for the surgery by myself, which really sucks. If you're doing this through insurance, they pick how much breast tissue they take out, and you don't get any say in what size you're going to be or anything like that. And neither does the doctor. So that's just something to consider, and that's not something that I was comfortable with. So that's why I'm doing it out of my own pocket. So moving on to the consultation. I went in for a consultation this December. I think it was like the second or third week of December of 2017. And basically I just went into her office. It's like 45 minutes away from my house. She told me the hospital that she works with, which is a hospital that's like 15 minutes away from that office. And she told me basically the whole rundown of the procedure that she's going to do. So she had me undress of my top, and she kind of drew on me to show me what cuts were going to be made and where they were going to take stuff out based on where I had the most excess breast tissue, which she determined was mostly on the sides, that my boobs kind of like flare out. So she showed me that, and then she showed me, you know, how they do the lift part of it afterwards, and then I can expect a lift of about 4 inches, which is amazing. So I really liked what I was hearing from her. I really liked the way that we connected. I thought that she was extremely kind, extremely nice, and I was really, really comfortable around her. And I think that that's a feeling that everyone should have with their doctor when they're considering such a big surgery such as this. So find a doctor you're comfortable with. You're gonna know when you go to the consultation whether or not they're right for you, and she was it for me. She was it. So at this point, I just had to wait to have all the money to have the surgery, And I was also waiting until I turned 18. So I turned 18 on February 7th, 2018. And about a week after that, I booked my surgery. And I booked it for April 11th, 2018. And I put down a down payment of, hold on, I have like a bunch of paperwork next to me. I put down a down payment of $1,484. And I paid the rest when I went for my pre-op appointment this, like 3 days ago? It was 3 days ago, I think. And that was $5,939.20. So, and I still have to pay the anesthesiologist and hospital fees. And that's stuff that I have to call their office and do separately. So that's kind of what's going on as far as payment. And what happened at the pre-op, I think, is pretty much what's next. So I scheduled all of my appointments, which is the operation had already been scheduled, and my pre-op had been scheduled in February. I scheduled an appointment the day after the surgery, which you have to do 1 week after that, and then 2 weeks after that, I believe. So there's definitely a lot of check-ins, and the reason for that is because you want to make sure that you're healing properly. The one right after the surgery, the day after, is because I'm going to have drains put in to collect any excess blood or fluids that are coming out after the surgery. So I'm going to have drains. I'm going to have to empty those out 3 times a day and record the volume of how much I'm bleeding, if anything. And the next day when I come in, she'll take them out. And I guess if there's an excess of fluid, then we'll handle that then. I don't really know what would happen afterwards. I'm not really too concerned about it because she didn't seem too concerned about it. And she's done this like hundreds of times, so I'm really okay with it. The other things that went down at the pre-op is she kind of gave me this packet with all of these instructions and also the prescriptions that I was going to need and some blood work that I need to do. So for general instructions, she just said to make sure that I told her about all the vitamins that I take or any supplements or medications at all. She said I cannot take anything aspirin related up to 2 weeks prior to the surgery, but Tylenol is okay. So for me, I asked her, since I'm getting my period about a week before the surgery, I said, is it okay if I take Pamprin or Motrin? She said, no, just take Tylenol. So if that's something that you're dealing with right now, do not take anything, Pamprin, Motrin, Advil, anything like that. Anything with aspirin, you can't take. And Aleve has aspirin. So my surgery is at 1:35 p.m. and she told me to arrive at about 12:30 or before that if possible. And as far as fasting before surgery, she told me that I'm only allowed to have clear liquids up to 10 a.m. on that day of the surgery. Like from 10 a.m. and on, I can only have clear liquids. But before 10 a.m., I can eat. So if you have a surgery at 8:30 in the morning, you're probably going to have to be fasting all the way through. But for me, I'm someone that wakes up at like 7 a.m. I probably will eat something for breakfast that day, something light, maybe just like fruits, you know, because she definitely told me that a lot of people get constipated after surgery and that can be uncomfortable, of course. So one other thing that she said to do because of that, other than just the eating light, like leading up to surgery and drinking a lot of water, was it says to minimize constipation, you may benefit from taking a laxative 2 days before surgery and to begin a stool softener after surgery. So that's something that she recommends just so that everything in your body is moving clearly and so that, you know, you don't have any discomfort following up after surgery. One other thing that she was a little bit concerned about was that like a very select group of people feel a bit of motion sickness after surgery on their way home. So she prescribed to me a patch, which is to minimize discomfort and nausea on the way home after surgery. But my pharmacy actually couldn't fill that prescription, so I haven't really decided yet if I'm going to go to another pharmacy that they told me that they have it. Honestly, I might, just so that it's something that I have. And I also have to take something called Zofran with a sip of water 2 hours before surgery, which is also to reduce the risk of nausea. So that's why I'm not all that concerned about it, because she gave me another medication on top of that, so I feel like the patch is kind of But I don't know. She acted like it wasn't that much of a priority, and she was like, you know, it happens to like very few people. So I may or may not do it. I haven't really decided yet because the pharmacy that I would have to go to is kind of far. So I don't know. The other medications that she gave me to minimize the risk of infection. To minimize the risk of infection, she prescribed me Duracell to take 1 tablet twice a day with a meal for 1 week after the surgery, starting a day after. And she did prescribe me pain medications. She prescribed Percocet. They gave me oxycodone, I'm pretty sure, which is something that I'm not totally comfortable with, and I'm kind of going to play it by ear. I already filled the prescriptions. They're in my house. So it's something that I do have in case I feel like it's something that I need. But she told me that extra strength Tylenol would probably be just fine. It's just in case, you know, on the night of the surgery you're like in so much pain you can't fall asleep, which happens to very, very, very few people, then maybe you'll want to take one, and that's okay. So if I decide that I'm like in pain and I want to take it just so that I can be at peace, I will. Probably like 3 days after the surgery, I'll like flush them down the toilet. It's really nothing. She gave me 15 of them, which is pretty crazy to me. I thought that she wouldn't give me more than like 5. So I'm not someone that's that comfortable with pain medications. I just, you know, I think that they're pretty extreme, but if it's something that I decide, then I have the option, and that's nice. So the other instructions that she gave me these like surgical wipes, and you're supposed to like shower with them right before you go to the hospital, and also the night before, so the morning of your surgery and the night before. So that's just something to bear in mind, and it just like helps you be really clean. And then the night of the surgery, you're all supposed to shower with one of those instead of taking an actual shower. So that's pretty much all that's happening right now. I'm gonna go down about 4 cup sizes, and I'm pretty excited about it. Pretty excited. If this is a decision that you guys are trying to make, I hope that this video has helped you. Or if it's a decision that you already have made and you're just wondering what's next in the process, I also hope that this video has helped you. I wish you the very best in your endeavors, and just know that you deserve to be supported. You deserve to feel comfortable in your body. You deserve to do things like the exercises that you want to do or live the lifestyle that you want to have, and feel comfortable with yourself and not be in pain. It's something that you deserve. Don't listen to people who criticize you and tell you that, you know, this is the body that God gave you. You can love yourself and love God and say, this is the body that God gave me, but He also put doctors on this earth who can make this body more healthy for me. And that's important to remember too. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will be posting another video after the surgery. If you have any more questions, please do comment them down below, and I would be really, really happy to answer them in the comments, and I'll probably also mention them in the next video just so that everyone can see. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and please do subscribe and hit the bell notification just so that when I upload the next video in this series, you will see it. If you're watching this in like, I don't know, December of 2018, then there will be a playlist that already has all of the information that you need with my surgery and post-operation updates. Thank you guys again. I just can't stop saying it because I'm so happy and I'm so grateful. Please like this video and send it to anyone in your life who you think that this could benefit, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!